I'm hoping Chalk It delivers on what you've been saying here, then starts to play a little differently, right?
Well, we are getting into picks, bans, and saves here, and the first ban coming out already is this Storm from the side of PawnStars. They do not want to deal with that. They saw what Morbid Will did and said, yeah, we're not doing that again. No chance. Get rid of that immediately. Have to see what Chalk It are going to ban out here, Musi.
So we have options. Wolverine is a good ban if you want to save your Doctor Strange, but it's gonna be the Winter Soldier they were watching last game. That is the only explanation I have for that ban. That is saying Hypa and Daxu, you need to play something else. And you banned out your own Storm that Daxu was willing to switch to as well.
Sure.
So we gotta start thinking on our feet a little bit here. What is the backup team composition for PawnStars? We are gonna protect that Luna Snow for Chalk, and I feel like that's kind of a given. I don't think we necessarily need to worry about protecting these strategist picks. Both teams want Luna Snow. Both teams want Loki. I maybe wonder if we want to save some of our duelists, like the Moon Knight that's going to get taken away.
Wow.
So that's another character that has big burst potential, is very strong into these triple strategist comps. So you know exactly what PawnStars is cooking up here.
Yeah, I think, PawnStars have obviously done their homework. We can see that Viper is hovering that Moon Knight, so very likely what he wanted to go towards here. And down goes this Psylocke too. So no Winter Soldier, no Psylocke. Maybe we see a Black Panther coming out at some point here from one of these teams, but Namor is going to be locked in by Viper there, and it was actually locked for a second as well by PawnStars. So they're aware of the dive and getting ready for this counter dive immediately, as Magic is likely to be on the table for both of these teams.
And along with all of this, Vashon highlighting and locking in the Shark. Oh, Cloak and Dagger. Cool. All right, whatever.
I guess we see boring gameplay.
Whatever. But no, for real. Like, it's gonna be Luna Snow. We went through all the trouble to protect it. You might as well
pick it
on your team, right? So what sticks out to me a lot here is going to be, you talked about it, you mentioned it, DeCello on this Magic. So it's a character that I haven't been seeing too much of recently, but I like it because melee characters tend to do pretty well into Doctor Strange. We don't have Wolverine here in any of these comps, but I feel like Magic can accomplish something similar, and that's just going to be try to put pressure onto Shaza and make Kadank and Bushy look at this Doctor Strange, and that's going to open up a possibility to either put some damage onto Daxu or onto Hypa, because these strategists are going to be too busy trying to keep Shaza afloat.
Well, here comes Shaza stepping up immediately and trying to create space for his team. We're on Tokyo 2099, this Convergence map, so got to capture that point before you start pushing it here. Daxu on this Hela likely wants to start looking for some high ground soon and look for some headshots here. But it's an easy start so far to create some space for PawnStars. It's being pushed back quite quickly. Chalk It already, Musi.
And something that I've noticed with these OCE Doctor Stranges is that we don't open the games with portals trying to find high ground. Both teams are very willing to fight on the even playing field, just staying right next to the point, walk up to the point, not a big deal. Shaza and E-Crush probably going to be saving their portals for re-engaging after a wipe. So I would imagine that PawnStars wants to try to force some tools away from Chalk and then re-engage after they get wiped, or if they are able to get a successful push, they have portal a little bit later.
Did see DeSolo there, managing to find the solo kill onto Daxu, but immediately traded out. So unfortunate for the Magic player. And Namoro actually coming out into the backline here. Won't be able to find any kills, but Vashon actually does find a Zorbear. So healer down here. Great defense so far for Chalk It. Shaza pushed back as well. Looking for some damage here onto E-Crush. Going deep is this Doctor Strange, having to shield himself out into the backline here. He's created a lot of space for his team, and Viper is going to look for it and finds himself that double kill. Down goes Shaza. In the backline, though, McLegends, he's looking for damage. He might be able to find this Namor here. It's a bit of a risky dive for the Loki, but he's got a lot of DPS, and Namor can't really heal himself out of trouble here.
I mean, if there was ever a character that has the potential to lay on a bunch of damage all at once, it's gonna be Loki. Stacking your clones on top of each other. Of course, that means that McLegends won't have those clones in a good position for the push from PawnStars. 6 ultimates available. All hell's about to break loose. We're just waiting for somebody to push that big red button.
It's true, and there's the big red button. It's going to be Lunar Snow. Ultimate popped off immediately. Here is Shazza. Gets into the backline with an Eye of Agamotto, but the good counter ult from this Lunar Snow won't change the fact that Hype has that whale and is finding kill after kill on the Namor. E-Crush into the backline here, looking for a little bit of damage onto these Lunar Snows, but he's not going to be able to find enough here on this Doctor Strange. Doesn't have his ultimate available anymore, as DeSolo does on this Magic. Looking for some DPS to hold through for his team here, as all 6 members of PawnStars are touching this point and trying to cap it inside of the Miss Invisible ultimate here. Shazza frozen out, looking for damage into the backline. E-Crush in a lot of trouble with his shield up, and down he goes. Shazza credited with the kill, and this point going to go in favor of the PawnStars on their attack.
PawnStars, what a great way to be able to burst into that fight. I mean, things get really messy when everybody has ultimates, so I like the fact that PawnStars did a good job staggering things properly. The portal here from Chalk, can they hold?
Chalk It are going to be able to touch that point in the very last second. E-Crush creating space for his team is into the air. Does go Daxu looking for damage onto the just portaling in team. Finds himself a double kill with a Hela ultimate. Daxu is going to carry his team through the last bit of that point. Punished out are Chalk It for that Doctor Strange portal there. It's on a huge cooldown now, Musi.
Yeah, I mean, when we force ban picks like Winter Soldier, we do leave ourselves open to this Hela, which is pretty much an undisputed strongest duelist in the game, right? I mean, hit, scan, damage. If you are a player that is able to reliably hit headshots, you two-shot pretty much every squishy in the game. It's not even an issue. And for a player like Daxu, that is something that you can do fairly reliably. The ultimate as well is so good. Those birds, that AoE damage into the hallway corridors, there's nowhere that you can really run or hide from it. So unless E-Crush is able to get up there and shield away most of the damage, Daxu just gets to free cast. But the problem with E-Crush trying to shield up there leaves him wide open for Hypa, an equally talented player, to just lay on damage for himself. PawnStars just have so much going for them right now.
Shazza, though, is going to Eye of Agamotto into the backline as Solo does find himself a double kill there, punishing that out with the Lunar Snow ultimate as well, just cancelling the value that the Eye of Agamotto gets to Solo. Finds himself that 3rd kill, credited to McLegends. Great defense here from Chalk It to be able to hold back against that Eye of Agamotto, although they've only got 2 ults available. Building up towards a 3rd and 4th here is great for Chalk It, but 3 on the sides of PawnStars right now, and Daxu is going to look to build up his very quickly here, Musi.
Daxu, I'm waiting for him to build up, but I'm also keeping an eye on Hypas. We're at 90%. Fate of both worlds forced out here. Viper picks up Daxu. That's great. That's really going to neuter the push that PawnStars has. But whether or not they hear me saying it and if they believe it is another story entirely.
Value ultimate from the Namor there, and he's managed to find 4 or 5 kills for his team. It's another huge hold for Chalk It. Did you see that whale just knock everybody down, Musi?
Call me Ishmael. We're going fishing. Viper 5-5, reeling in a big one and immediately laying it out. Any type of momentum that PawnStars had, done. And I really like the fact that Viper used that at the perfect time. Bushy was using Fate of Both Worlds to try to keep PawnStars alive, but the moment it ran out, that whale went up and over and splattered over everybody. PawnStars now have to find a new way in.
Daxu is struggling so much on this Hela right now. DeSolo just keeps targeting him out. He's in that magic ultimate. There's another Lunar Snow and Miss Invisible ult are going to come down. So there's a lot of support ultimates used. If E-Crush can hold through here, he doesn't have his ult, but he's got a lot of value and a lot of DPS that he can get into the backline. Daxu has respawned, as we're going to see another Lunar Snow ult being popped here for PawnStars, trying to get their hands on this point, but pushed back immediately. McLegends in a great position to do some damage, but Daxu in even better of a position on this Hela will be able to find 1 kill, looking for some damage into the backline, and it's going to go up into that ultimate. DeSolo is going to trade out 1, but it's a hard position for Daxu to find kills, and he will get E-Crush, and now looking for DeSolo as well. Great damage here for Daxu on this Hela. This is going to be the 2nd checkpoint, Musi, very, very likely, unless Viper can find another huge ultimate.
Really tragic. McLegends dying before they had the chance to use their ultimate. E-Crush getting picked off is no good as well. Vashon's going to touch that point. All the girls are girling, but PawnStars do not care.
Touching right now for the moment are Chalk It, but they're in danger. Viper already down. Is the ultimate going to come out from this Lunar Snow? Shazza trying to find anything that he can into the back line as the rest of PawnStars push through. Only 1-2 people touching here for Chalk It. E-Crush 2% away from his ultimate. The Eye of Agamotto likely to come down, and it's going to be frozen out by the Lunar Snow. E-Crush stopped in his tracks there. Great play with that stun. Musi, how can PawnStars be stopped here? They're looking, and down go the healers. E-Crush! He finds a Quadra! Viper gets another one. They're holding!
That is ridiculous. Even after stopping the Eye of Agamotto, it's just not enough. The damage is too good. That burst potential that Doctor Strange has coming in clutch there. PawnStars just do not have it in them. Chalk is looking very strong right now.
Wow, Chalk It so good. E-Crush without having his ultimate, he got stunned out of it. Didn't matter. Still able to find a quadra kill. Still able to set up for his team. So impactful on that Doctor Strange. Musi Viper looked great as well. He had such an impactful play with his ult. And just solo, every player on this team looked so good, Musi. And this is into the PawnStars team that were getting quadras and pentas against Aquamarine.
Well, and you know what was a very key point of those quadras and pentas was that Winter Soldier that Daxu was able to kind of lean and rely on. But PawnStars doesn't have that tool going into the set, and I feel like it's really hurting them. They need that crack and impact. They need that burst potential from that Winter Soldier, and now that they're lacking it, they're just not able to quite find the damage they need to put down Chalk. And Chalk is coming into this fresh. They know what PawnStars is capable of. And, you know, they were watching that last game. We know for a fact they were.
They were. They banned away everything.
They absolutely were. So they know what's going on. They have a plan going into this, and they're executing it great, doing a good job of baiting out Strategist Ultimate and then waiting out the Fate of Both Worlds, the Loki Fate of Both Worlds, these big Strategist Ultimates before laying down their big Duelist Ultimates like the Namor, so that they can just have that big whale breach, break open the gates, and just lay on every bit of pressure that they can.
Well, Musi, we know that, yes, Daxu was very impactful on that Winter Soldier, but what's another character that he was quite good on? It was this Star-Lord. Now he's able to pick it up here. DeSolo isn't able to punish him out quite as easily. Daxu is still going to take a little bit of damage here. DeSolo goes down to Hype A on that Namor. Great play. Good defense by this Namor. We know that he's great for anti-dive, and that's exactly what he's going to do here, Musi.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for this Magic to try to get any kind of pressure off onto them. Oh my god, look at him go. Viper just is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, Shaz is getting so good on here as well, but he does go down to McLegends as E-Crush is going to push through onto the point. This could be it for Chalk It. They might be able to cap this early here. E-Crush doesn't quite have his ultimate available just yet, but McLegends pushing through into the arcade here. Low health as DeSolo will be able to pick off that Lunar Snow. It's an excellent kill, but Daxu, he's in position. He might be able to get onto the point to be able to hold it through here as the portal coming out from Shazza. 5% away from his ultimate as the Lunar Snow ult will come down. Eye of Agamotto is available, but the support ultimates might be a little bit too much. Daxu looking for damage into the backline here. Musi, where's the first kill going to come from? There's Eye of Agamottos everywhere. Viper gets one. Can these healers go down? The Loki healing's too good as Shazza does pick up McLegends here. Oh, this point is so intense. Musi, DeSolo and Viper are going crazy on the DPS. Down go the healers. PawnStars are pushing through so comfortably. No, sorry, Chalk It are pushing through onto PawnStars so comfortably here.
I mean, as one does, but can't count out Daxu. The ultimate comes out. The damage is good, but it's not good enough. The attacking force from Chalk It, they'll be able to get this first point off the back of Viper, getting those last hits. But I gotta say, E-Crush starting off that fight with that Eye of Agamotto, and the fact that Vashon and Excel, McLegends, you really got to highlight the strategists from Chalk It here. They are doing such a great job giving Viper and DeSolo the space they need in order to put out the damage. PawnStars got to put a stop to this push from Chalk It, because Chalk It only has to make it halfway across the map, and they're feeling pretty good about what they can do already. Viper's going to have ultimate about 10%. E-Crush has that Eye of Agamotto on the way, notably sooner than Shazza. So this next fight is looking really good for Chalk It.
E-Crush positioning to be able to get it off early as well, hiding around these corners, but Hype will be able to pick off the solo, and Daxu finds Viper as well. These are great kills here for PawnStars, get their hands onto that convoy and start pushing it back a little bit, as E-Crush is looking to be picked off maybe by Daxu. Now looking for staggers here are the PawnStars, still showing signs of life. They're not done yet, Musi, and they're building up their ultimates to be able to get this next hold off against Chalk It's push.
I want Chalk It to make the aggressive play here. There are no strategist ultimates available for PawnStars. If you strike now, if you strike hard, you can end this game. The question is, do they know that, and are they willing to make that push to solo, causing havoc in the backline? That's what you want to see. E-Crush gets the first pick.
Oh, Viper looking for some damage, but you're right. E-Crush has picked off one as the Namor ultimates will trade back and forth here. E-Crush has that Eye of Agamotto, and he's going to try to get into the backline here with that value. Looking now for this Namor, and we'll be able to get some DPS off, but it's inside of a Lunar Snow ultimate. Doesn't matter. Hype goes down as the healers are doing the work that they can. This point's going to push through very quickly for Chalk It. PawnStars, they have to clutch up. They have 3 ultimates as Bushy is going to use his here. I can't see who he's transformed into just yet. Shocking, it's a Lunar Snow.
Yeah, who would have guessed? The girls are girling once again. Daxu finds Viper, so the PawnStars defense looks pretty good. Shazza opens it up. Eye of Agamotto.
No stuns off
too
of the
much.
healers there. No, yeah, it was looking exciting. He was positioned well for it, but the healers saw it coming. They backed off quickly. Hyper, though, does pick off to solo here.
Mr. Fantastic?
Mr. Fantastic. Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Well, good. Yeah,
Good.
he's stretchy. One piece? Is it real?
What the one piece is where he got another kill! McLegend goes down! He's too good! Oh my god, he's reading everything that they do here. Chalk It are actually struggling to find a push against Senor Fantastic here. E-Crush does have this Eye of Agamotto, and DeSolo is going to be able to find a position around the side here, but using this high ground perfectly right now are the PawnStars music.
I mean, PawnStars, they using it perfectly, but guess who doesn't care? E-Crush finds 2. Chalk It looking to end it here and now.
Hype, though, he's playing this Mr. Fantastic, nearly has that ultimate available as well. Viper trying to get into the backline here, looking for headshots inside of that Lunar Snow ultimate. It's not going to quite be enough, but Azorbear in trouble, and this whale is available, likely to crush down into the backline here as Hyper. He's going to use his ultimate, but he's not finding enough damage on these bounces here. Trying to do what he can, but Mr. Fantastic isn't going to have a great opportunity inside of that whale. Down goes Kudank, and that's a huge healer down as the solo finds Pushy. This is the last Pushy here, as Daxu going to go up into this ultimate, looking for some DPS with that Hella, but blocked off immediately by the Doctor Strange. Shazza goes down as the solo finds 2. Chalk It are pushing through for the end. Can Hyper live here? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Fantastic, he's no longer big boy. He becomes small man and gets absolutely deflated. What a block from E-Crush. Stops the damage from Daxu. Shazza opens the portal. It's good. The Eye of Agamotto's better, though.
E-Crush was ready for it, immediately firing off that Eye of Agamotto to punish there. But we do see a Lunar Snow ultimate popped here as Daxu is going to push into the backline and try to find some DPS. Not quite able to find everything he needs as E-Crush is going to look for some damage as well. Daxu goes down to XL0, and Shaz is in a great position to do what he can as alongside the solo here. Overtime. This is very, very close still. Double kill for Shazza. Musi, it's not over yet. Hyper, though, in a little bit of trouble in the backline as Shazza is doing what he can. Viper looking for headshots. Who goes down first here? Azorbear using that Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Great sustain here for his team as Hyper finds the solo.
I mean, McLegends also has Eternal Bond, but there's only 2 people from Chalk here to make this push, but E-Crush has ultimate available.
Eye of Agamotto! Huge stuns across the board, but this Doctor Strange shield is going to keep his team alive. Hype boinging away into the backline on this Mr. Fantastic, but he's not able to find enough DPS here. Viper on the respawn, DeSolo trying to push through. Down goes Daxu here, a little bit longer. 2 people touching still. For both teams here. Down goes McLegends. E-Crush finds 2. It's over. Chalk It win the first game.
What ridiculousness. That fight took forever.
It did.
I have aged 3 years in the time that fight took place. I am a different man now from when the game began, but Chalk It was ready for this Pawn Stars composition. And it started with that Winter Soldier ban. and it ended with the Mr. Fantastic pick. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what we were cooking there. The ultimate just didn't do enough. The occasional picks were strong, but I definitely would have liked to see where's the Star Lord, right? Like we have
Yeah.
characters that we're strong with. Let's keep rocking that if we can. Chalk, I mean Viper 5-5, we cannot not mention the
Wow.
fact that the ults were on point and DeSolo did a great job harassing the backline. The Doctor Strange battle, E-Crush is looking very good right now. A lot of good Eye of Agamottos to really start these fights off and break open these team fights. I mean, both of these teams are actually nuts, but
Yeah.
I really just have to highlight just how in it Chalk was, especially in that last push.
Absolutely. And that last point where they were holding at is a very, very difficult choke point to push through. We know that because both teams really struggled to do so. It was that last couple of meters there in overtime for both teams. So it's a hard position to be in. It's a hard position to hold and push through. Chalk It just barely managed to make it through at the end there, but that could have gone either way. PawnStars nearly had that game in their hands. Daxu finding so much damage on that Hela with those ultimates, but I really do think at the end of the day, it was the battle of the Nemours and the battle of the Doctor Strangers.
Yeah, and I really have to highlight E-Crush again on this Doctor Strange doing a great job blocking Daxu's ultimate. We had a great view of it in the camera as Daxu's looking down over everybody, throwing out these crows, and all of a sudden Doctor Strange is just right there. And you're like, what are you doing in my house? What is this? So great presence of mind to keep an eye out for these things and just completely neuter the damage that Daxu was trying to put out with the Hela.
Look, I play a lot of Doctor Strange music, so I'm used to it from the Doctor Strange side, going up and blocking Hela ult. I've never seen it from the Hela perspective, and I didn't like that. It made me very uncomfortable being a DPS character and going, oh, okay, cool, thank you, good.
Hi, have you heard the good word about the Doctor Strange? Did you know I have a PhD in getting in your face? And you're just like,
Cool.
hello, I'm trying to get out of here, man. I don't understand this. It's tough to deal with.
It
But
looks scary.
yeah, it kind of is scary. So it's a best of 3 here. That's only the first one. And Chalk It is looking pretty good, but we know PawnStars is capable of some pretty bombastic plays. I wonder, does Chalk It ban out that Winter Soldier again, or do they feel comfortable enough to let that through? And if they do let that through, is that going to be what lets PawnStars try to tie this up into a 1-1?
Look, anything could go through at this point. I do think that Chalk It are far too aware of that Winter Soldier. Given how close that game was as well, it almost felt like Musi, a character like Winter Soldier, could have gotten into the backline very easily and made literally all the difference in the world. So I think get rid of that, keep it away, don't let them do it. But, that first game really went to show that neither of those teams is super far ahead of the other one. They're both really, really fighting for this opportunity to get into the grand finals. They're close. I will point out one thing. The stream can't see it, but we can. Chalk It are a complete console team. And that is insane.
You can see it when they spectate because it shows the icons there. When they choose abilities and stuff. But no, totally a console team versus PC team. So there's more on the line here than these Australian dollar Steam gift cards. It's about the supremacy of console versus the PC master race, right? There's pride on the line now. It's about glory. It's about winning and it's about bragging rights. So whoever wins this gets to say they represent that community as a whole and says that they're better than everybody else. So don't forget, there's that there too now.
The bragging rights go crazy in OCE, I'll be honest, and I wouldn't at all be surprised to see these teams go, yeah, console, superior. But
better.
Look, at the end of the day, do you want to win on console if you're getting a Steam gift card? That doesn't help, right?
I mean, no, it's just for winning. It's just for bragging rights.
That's true. They're gonna look me in the eye and say, "We don't want our Steam gift card. We don't need it. We're on console."
We already won enough glory and prizes.
Well, look, Musi, we're a few minutes away from this second game going through here between Chalk It and PawnStars. I want to talk a little bit more about sort of the pathway that we've taken to get here. So let's have a quick look over at that bracket one more time once production is ready to bring us over there. We can see Chalk It have had quite the pathway to get where they are right now. Of course, they had to lose at some point. It was to Xavier Hope, the top team going in at the moment. They're sitting there waiting for their grand finals opportunity, and they've been waiting for over a week so far to get there, Musi. Chalk It have been pushed down to this losers side grand finals. But PawnStars, what a journey they've had to get back here, having to take on Aquamarine, having to beat Nugs in that 2-1. Crazy pathway to get where they're at right now.
I mean, and it's a great story for both of these teams because PawnStars, like you said, they have crawled through every source of opposition to get here. But Chalk It lost to Xavier. That's what put them in this position. So even if Chalk It wins, they have to go back up and fight Xavier again and hope that they're stronger this time around, that they've got it more put together. Xavier's just sitting at the top, ready for whoever it is that decides to come up and challenge them. But in order to figure out who that is, we got to see this brawl out between PawnStars and Chalk It. You know, Chalk It being the fallen angels and PawnStars, the demons that have crawled from the depths itself just to get to this position.
Well, Musi, both of these teams at this point, yes, they're fighting for their chance to get into the grand finals, but they're also improving each other. They're pushing one another because they both lost to Xavier Hope, and this is their chance at redemption. One of these teams is going to win this set and go into the grand finals, and the other one is going to be happy that they trained their team that they lost to take down Xavier Hope and get their revenge.
It's like they're both fighting over that ex-girlfriend, and they're like, "No, we're good for you. You don't pick that other guy." And she's just sitting there like waiting for these losers to beat each other up so I can reject the other one.
Hashtag Marvel Rival. It's just Luna Snow.
It's just Luna Snow on the other end. Just like, are they the Jax Films video? Is there guys beatboxing, like dubstep battling? It's like, stop talking. I don't want to talk about it.
But while all the girls are girling.
They are. God bless them. All the girls are girling.
We love a bit of Luna Snow, and honestly, Musi, we have seen some Luna tonight. I would expect, of course, to see some more. These Lokis make it so that you get even more Luna Snow for your Luna Snow. But really, the characters that we've seen punishing, or at least finding the quick, impactful plays after the Luna Snow all over have been the Winter Soldiers, but also now these Nemours. Seeing that whale come out the moment the Luna Snow ult is over, we saw Viper time his perfectly to the end of that dance.
Yeah, and I like seeing that from these players because Luna Snow popping their ultimate is basically the screw your ult button. Whatever you're doing right now, it's not actually happening. My team is going to live through it. So having something on that back burner to, in Nemours' case, literally hoist over the edge and launch it onto the enemy team is going to be a really important pick going forward. It's that burst damage versus that sustained DPS. Being able to just take all those health bars and knock them down a peg is what you need to do in order to win. You can't just sit there as a Punisher and be like, okay, well, I'm going to shoot you forever and eventually you'll die. You can't do that into triple strategists. You have to kill them all at once. That's also why we're seeing Moon Knight getting banned away. The Hands of Khonshu, very important because that damage, you are not living through it. It is too much all at once. So, and Nemours has that extra benefit. You talked about it. You can't dive on that character. No. He will shove you away. He has backup with his turrets. So it's really hard to lock a character like that down. So I like seeing follow-up Nemours ultimates. I like seeing locked in general. To me, at least, I'm learning in these sets alone, it is a very powerful pick going forward.
And, you know, Musi, we saw the impact that the dive characters have. I would call Winter Soldier a dive character, despite the fact that he's literally an entire team character. He'll fight everyone and he doesn't care. But, you know, the Winter Soldiers, the Psylocks. We haven't seen any Black Panther, but I wouldn't be surprised. The Wolverines. So quickly developing a strong Nemours player for your team and being able to deploy them out and have them ready to go when you're expecting this dive is more impactful, honestly, than being able to play the dive character at the end in the first place, because you've got the counter ready to go. And as you said, Viper looked fantastic setting up for his team and punishing these supports just like a dive character would. we'll have to see which direction these teams go in. We won't be too far off of game number 2 here, starting in about 1 minute between these two teams. So a little bit longer before they are ready to go. I believe they are taking their time to really analyze this. And, I appreciate, yeah, we've made some jokes. It's Steam gift cards for this tournament, but they happen every week. So that'll be all right. But taking it seriously right now is kind of crucial because you want to be a team that can push through this point, these earlier tournaments, so that when there's a proper league set up and in place or a pathway to world championships, you've taken it seriously and you've prepared yourself. But Muzi, here we go. Picks, bans, and saves for game number 2.
I love that. I love it. We're coming here, Yggdrasil path. And I do want to touch on what you were saying, because I think it's a really good point. We joke about the fact that, Steam gift cards, Australian dollars. I'm from the US, so,
Monopoly money,
I don't really have a lot of ground to stand on there. But it's, at the end of the day, it's about winning. It's about winning, and it's about proving that you can win.
Mm-hmm.
So it is important that we win these games. It's not funny, for these players. We are trying our hardest. We are trying to win. And that's why we are seeing some fairly immediate bans here. Storm taken off the table, as well as, again, that Winter Soldier. PawnStars will not have what I would say is their strongest pick available to them. It is now an uphill battle for PawnStars.
Too true here, and of course, in the shape of any good competition, we see the 6 Jeffs being hovered here. Surely one of these players will lock that in, but Moon Knight is going to be saved there for Chalk It, Musi. It's going to be exciting to see when this gets picked. I don't know if it's going to be picked straight away. Do you?
So Moon Knight to me is going to be one of those characters that we want not for the initial push, but for when the card starts showing up and we can abuse the choke points a little bit more. I feel Hands of Khonshu is very strong when we can force everybody to stay together and kind of raw dog the Hands of Khonshu. So I tried so desperately to find a way to not say that, but I had to. I just had to let it rip. So I think he shows up later, but not right away. I mean, 6 Jeffs instead. That looks like a team comp I can get behind. Psylocke and Magic taken off the board, so the flankers are no longer flanking. The girls are girling, though. Luna Snow is protected. And I do see the Moon Knight locked immediately for Viper. So I guess when you're that good on Moon Knight, if I'm not mistaken, Moon Knight was banned last game. And we did see Viper try to hover it before. So this is a pick that Viper wants going forward. They're not even a Namor player they were popping off. Now we're going to give them Moon Knight. I'm a little scared. I'm a little afraid. I'm not going to lie. I'm expecting big things.
Viper looked fantastic on the Namor, and obviously he wanted to be playing this Moon Knight. Imagine what he's going to be able to achieve with those Hands of Khonshu. Now, I'm still seeing Reed Richards here. I'm still seeing that Senor Fantastico.
So, I mean, I've received some information that Hypa's Mr. Fantastic is low-key goated. So, maybe he knows something about the character that we don't. Because it is my understanding that Mr. Fantastic lacks a bit of damage. His ultimate is not as impactful as maybe I would like from my duelists. It's not a Hands of Khonshu. It's not the Hela ultimate. It's missing that oomph. It's very silly and fun to watch, but I do not understand what this character can necessarily bring to the table. I'm hoping Hypo teaches me something today as he walks it down with this Mr. Fantastic right out the gates here.
Oh, is sedated out, though, and has to back off a little bit from the damage coming down as these Doctor Strange is in a little bit of trouble. Down goes 1, and it's a great pick already as DeSolo now on this Namor, looking for more DPS here. Great hold so far for Chalk It. It's double kill there for Viper, and he's looking fantastic on the Moon Knight already.
And what this Moon Knight can also do for this defense, even as the PawnStars needs to make this initial push, is that you could throw down these curse donks into corridors where maybe anybody from PawnStars wants to try to flank. You basically create these kill zones saying you can't walk here, you need to walk it down the front and deal with my Doctor Strange head on. Hypa is able to find a pick, however, onto Viper, so we get to see PawnStars get a chance to actually walk this cart down. The Chalk It needs to make sure that we group up together before we make an initial push. I worry that maybe there's going to be a little bit of a back and forth here where they stagger.
Yeah, we'll have to see which team is able to push through that last little bit here. Whether or not these Moon Knights are going to be impactful, but it will be the attacking side of PawnStars who were able to find that last little push and get that checkpoint. Good position to be in here.
I mean, Hypa just kind of popped off, I guess. Like, all right, there it is. Mr. Fantastic, feeling fantastic, baby. That's not too bad at all. We love to see that. Ultimates not even expended from PawnStars, feeling a lot better this push than we did last game. That momentum versus fatigue we were talking about, we're shaking off that fatigue, we're gaining some more of that traction, some more of that momentum. Daxu's going to keep the push going. Oh,
Daxu finds 2. E-Crush goes down. So too does DeSolo. This is great push right now for PawnStars. They already had Chalk It all the way back in the corner, inside of this wall, inside of this choke point. Finding this push all the way through here to get this next choke point is crucial. This checkpoint is crucial here, but crucially as well, Musi, so far, they've only got one person touching the cart, so it's very, very slow on the push.
But as they're trying to make the slow push on the cart, PawnStars do have ultimates available. Hypa's going to start with his, but E-Crush finds Daxu for this fight.
Great pick there. This could be the position that Chalk It needed to find themselves in. As Vashon is going to use that Lunar Snow ultimate. No kills on the board except for this Lunar Snow going down. Picks across the board for Viper. Triple kill for the Moon Knight. Look where he's positioned as well. Finds 2 more for his team, credited to E-Crush and DeSolo, but Chalk It positioning perfectly. Viper, excellent play on the Moon Knight. That's why he wanted it. And this is how he's going to punish out PawnStars for letting him have this pick.
Even though PawnStars had that invisible boundary going, the sustain is not enough. You cannot out-sustain the hands of Khonshu, but Shaza ready with the portal to re-engage with the quickness. They want the fight again. Eye of Agamotto.
Eye of Agamotto straight into the Namor ultimate as well. Stunned out are a few players here, but McLegends will be able to survive for the time being, able to find a couple of kills as well as Daxu goes down, and the push from PawnStars is immediately held back here. Shaza just not finding value as Hype trying to pick up some kills here on this Mr. Fantastic, but he's not able to find the DPS that he needs as E-Crush takes down Bushy. These healers being forced back so quickly. It's not great here for the push of PawnStars, Musi.
DeSolo, there was a brief interaction there between DeSolo and Hypa, where Hypa was trying to catch after DeSolo, but Namor, his ability to self-peel, just another tool in his toolkit that makes him such a great character for the comps that we see nowadays, because even if Hypa tries to isolate DeSolo and take him away and out of the fight, all that DeSolo has to do is just rise in his little water bubble and say, hey, XL, hey, McLegends, Vashon, I just need a little bit of healing before I get down in there. And then he's just right back where he was before without a care in the world.
Has the hands. Viper finds 1 and E-Crush picks off a healer there. 2 healers down as E-Crush is going to push through and look for this opposing Moon Knight now. DPS onto Hype here. It's so hard to push through for PawnStars because perfectly timed constantly is Viper's DPS. He finds a pick. PawnStars have to wait before they can push again.
And what's even more critical than these picks that the DPS that Chalk It is able to put out here is the fact that E-Crush is still holding on to Eye of Agamotto. Vashon has their ultimate. McLegends has their ultimate. Tools are not being used or forced out from Chalk It. PawnStars does not have it in them.
Now PawnStars will use 3 ultimates back-to-back here as Hype trying to find some DPS, and it's enough DPS as well! 3 kills immediately onto the board there for PawnStars, pushing out the rest of Chalk It as well. They needed that last fight. It took a few ults, Musi, but they found it, and they're going to get their second checkpoint, still with a minute on the clock there. It was a good fight, and Chalk It, they didn't get a chance to respond with their ultimates. They've still got 4, nearly 5 available to them.
Yeah, really tragic that neither McLegends nor Excel were able to let loose with their strategist ultimates, and now Daxu is just cleaning house, the forward scouting of Star-Lord, the stagger that Chalk It has to try to contend with now. Not going to be able to have an ideal hold or a choke point for this last push. This last push, I feel, is very slanted towards the attacking side, too, because you can just run it down. Even though the spawn is right there, doesn't matter. If you have the momentum to keep it going, you can make it happen. Unfortunately for PawnStars, Chalk It has 5 ults available, and they are not afraid to try to use them to win this next fight.
Oh, the hands are down for Khonshu here as Daxu's looking for damage, and he will be able to find Viper there, credited to Hype on that. Mr. Fantastic, Daxu still doing work on this Star-Lord as E-Crush is going to try to get into the backline here and block off a lot of damage from this Star-Lord. McLegends is going to use that Lunar Snow ultimate as low-key. Zorbear finds E-Crush though. Good position here for PawnStars as they find one and look for more. Support ultimates down as well. This could be it as the Eye of Agamotto into the backline is huge! Shazza finds two with it as McLegend's in trouble as well. This is a push that PawnStars need. Viper into the backline too. Finding damage onto these DPS players. It's so much, Musi.
That whole fight started really awkwardly. E-Crush was all by himself. All the strategists were not there to support him. It's gonna let PawnStars push through. Big ultimates from Shazza. That Eye of Agamotto really lets loose and opens up the possibilities here for PawnStars, and Hypa is just putting on the damage as well, but Chalk has one last chance to hold. DeSolo finds a pick.
DeSolo finds one as E-Crush is looking for Shazza here. He will be able to find it as well. E-Crush with the double kill on this Doctor Strange. Hold for now. Do it chalk it, but 5 meters left on that board here, Musi. 30 seconds. It's close. It's very, very close. And this is a hard push in response.
Yeah, very close indeed. I don't like how close it... Oh, okay. Shazza with the portal. Not close enough. As PawnStars ready to make this big push. But look at the hold here from Chalk It.
Chalk It are in such a good position here. Eye of Agamotto into the backline. Viper looking for damage as well. And he's going to be able to find it. More and more go down as Viper finds a double kill. XL0 into the front line as well. And it's enough here for PawnStars to be held at that 2-0 those last 5 or 6 meters. It's a great push for them, but Chalk It have held exactly where they need to.
And the benefit here, even though the cart was essentially all the way there, now Chalk It just needs to play a clean game of convoy and push that cart all the way down to the victory line to cinch themselves this 2-0. PawnStars was looking pretty good there, though. I'm not going to lie. It was unfortunate that when they portaled in the way that they did, Chalk It just had the right response, and they had the hands of Khonshu there to make it happen. So the hold was good, basically. They had the tools, they had the positioning, it was good. But PawnStars was right there. And the fact that PawnStars is getting better and better with each of these games, like you said, these teams are training against each other. I do feel that PawnStars has the capability to make a good hold and stop Chalk It from completing a full push.
Look, this is the last moment here for PawnStars. We've seen them really push through this entire tournament to get to where they are. They're in the losers side grand finals right now, and it's match point here. Chalk It can win this right now. PawnStars have to hold here to be able to force themselves back an opportunity to get into the grand finals. On this push right now, Chalk It, they have to push a very, very long way. I think we're going to see some amazing things from PawnStars to try to hold through here. Daxu is on this Hawkeye. I haven't seen that since Season 0 very commonly. After he got nerfed down a little bit, Musi, it'll be interesting to see how he goes here.
And while Hawkeye did see those nerfs, that this is a character that still has crazy kill potential. You just have to be more consistent with your shots. And I trust Daxu's ability to be consistent with his shots. Shazza finds an early kill onto Viper, and Daxu, there it is, picks off McLegends. Yep. I'm liking this PawnStars hold so far. Hype is still rocking this Mr. Fantastic, and honestly, I'm a little bit of a believer now. Look at him go. What a big old man.
He got the kill as well. I'm starting to believe as well. And it's really just the pressure that he's able to output. He almost is an additional tank while still being able to do DPS there. So it looks really strong in these early pushes. I just want to see Hyper switching it up a little bit, moving back and forth between some characters and grabbing that that Mr. Fantastic when he really needs it. But he's still looking good, and so too is Daxu. The constant and consistent DPS that he's able to find on these healers is looking really nice so far.
And the only thing that I stress about with Daxu on this Hawkeye is the fact that there is a invisible woman. Oh, no, there isn't. Oh, well, I was going to mention that invisible woman completely negates... Oh, my goodness, Viper. All right.
Khonshu has the hand.
Yeah, he's got hands. All right, look at him swinging.
Oh, finds himself a double kill as well, does Viper. This is a great push, but Hype is into the backline with his ultimate. Finds one. It's a good turnaround to find a healer there as Bushy is on that respawn and coming back to the point. Ultimate used by Miss Invisible as well is good. Vashon goes down, and this Mr. Fantastic is consistently finding value. PawnStars are looking great on this hold so far, Musi.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving everything that I'm seeing here, but I am seeing the fact that Chalk It is starting to acquire some ults of their own. Look at the fact that E-Crush has Eye of Agamotto. DeSolo gets picked off, but that Namor ult is ready for the fire as well. Chalk It just needs to find their opportunity to get in there and crack it. There's the Eye. E-Crush finds one.
E-Crush finding value so far, healing across the board here as Viper's going to pick off a healer. Great pick to be able to find as, again, stuck in the front line. Is this Mr. Fantastic trying to get value as Viper is able to get into the back line and get a lot of damage off on this Moon Knight, but stopped out immediately by the Mr. Fantastic. Eye of Agamotto into the back line. He's going to find a healer and down goes Azure Bear. This is a great push here for Chalk It, holding firm for quite a while there were the Pawnstars, but now Daxu is left almost alone on the point trying to find headshots, but it's too difficult for him here. This cart, I would say, Musi, is going to get to that checkpoint very, very soon.
Well, PawnStars did a great job holding for as long as they did, and they're gonna keep trying to hold it, but can they? They got it. I mean, it's there. Time's ticking.
Daxu found 2 kills as well. At times, it's ticking down. Shaz is in the backline here, and he's blocking off so much damage, but E-Crush finally finds Daxu as Vashon uses that Lunar Snow ultimate here. McLegends has his ult as well, so can get off into the Lunar Snow as E-Crush finds one, and Vashon another one. PawnStars shan't hold for too much longer, but Shazza is gonna find one. He's still touching 2 more meters. Chalk It will get their first checkpoint. It was a great hold by PawnStars though, Musi. They're not done yet.
No, they are certainly not. And Chalk It only has 3 minutes for this next push. Daxu gonna go ahead and regroup with his team. I'm liking what I'm seeing from PawnStars here. They're doing a great job, at the very least, of bleeding out the clock. The only reason why Chalk It was able to win that fight was because they had so many ultimates to let loose. PawnStars is winning the fights that don't involve ultimates. So as long as they can stagger their strategist ultimates to kind of deal with the damage that Chalk It's able to put out, I feel like they can hold really well. Hands of Khonshu, total whiff from Viper there means that PawnStars have a great opportunity to turn this fight. Can they, though?
Hype was pushing up pretty aggressively there, looking for damage, but DeSolo finds a double kill immediately on the Namor into the backline here of the PawnStars. One after the other, they do fall, and Hype will go down as well. Triple kill for this Namor. It's a great fight for Chalk It, and consistently pushing that cart were they. They should get this second checkpoint on the board immediately. PawnStars have a huge defense to have to get off here. 3.5 minutes is a massive disparity, and the Doctor Strange portals are going to lock people out of their respawns for PawnStars here.
Yeah, that's this not looking great for PawnStars, mostly because I worry about the mental of you were holding so well to lose that second point essentially immediately. Even off the fact that Viper completely whiffed their ultimate, DeSolo throws out the ulti, finds one. Big push here for Chalk It.
That's what you need. DeSolo and Viper are going huge right now on the kills. Daxu on the respawn, and he's switched into this Punisher now, so he's going to try to find hit scan value onto these backliners already, finding a lot of damage, but the Lunar Snow ultimates will come down, and Viper into the backline. He finds Daxu. This Moon Knight cannot be stopped. E-Crush finds another one. Chalk It want to end it all here, get themselves into the grand finals. Viper, though, might be a little bit too deep. Has to get back to his own backline here as Vashon doing a good job healing. Another kill on the board as down goes Hype, and DeSolo is creating so much space alongside his Doctor Strange here. E-Crush doing work. DeSolo finds the kill. Musi, it could be over here. They barely have any space left to work with, do the PawnStars.
Chalk It has 4 ultimates available as well. The Hands of Khonshu for Viper. E-Crush has Eye of Agamotto, which is not looking good for PawnStars. Viper kind of whiffs that Khonshu ult. Daxu finds DeSolo, so the push here from Chalk It isn't looking as good as it was a few seconds ago.
We did see a lot of ultimates used here on the PawnStars side of things. They will hold for now, as Daxu also found that solo kill on DeSolo, but I would say, Musi, Chalk It are okay with this. They pushed very, very far there. They've got time to regroup and get people into the back line. Agamotto is massive! E-Crush finds 2 as Vashon finds the rest. Viper and DeSolo clean it up with the double kill. The ace! Chalk It are going to end right here, right now, Musi. What a play!
E-Crush is nasty. That is what I have to say about the events that I just witnessed. E-Crush is a nasty, dirty boy. What the heck was that all about? I was just thinking to myself, I was like, all right, Chalk It probably takes a step back here. We regroup. You've got 2 minutes to play with. Chalk It said we only need 15 seconds. Absolutely lets it rip. The big push for the end here. Yeah, E-Crush is your MVP. Oh my God.
You deserve to be the MVP there. Sorry. What a play. Excellent ultimate into the back line. Finds himself pretty much the entirety of the opposing team. Let's go back and put it back onto the screen here very, very quickly before we get on with what we're doing. I don't know if we've got it exactly as a replay, but we should have the ability to watch that last eye of Agamotto in just a moment here. What a play, though, and it was excellent from both teams. We talked about it quite a bit, Musi. PawnStars were basically, I would say, even there with Chalk It throughout that game. Game number 1, it was barely a push into that first checkpoint. Game number 2, it was right at the end there that Chalk It that PawnStars were held off just barely, but Chalk It find the win, Musi, and it's off the back of insane ultimate play.
Well, and E-Crush had that massive eye at the end there to just decimate everybody in front of him. But even before then, while PawnStars had that great hold, the moment that Chalk It was able to crack that, PawnStars kind of crumbled underneath it. I really can't highlight enough how PawnStars completely let that second stretch go. There was no defending it. There was no defending it at all. Completely wiped because Deloso, the Namor player, just popped off, started picking people off, and then we're done. We're moving on to the next point. There was a little bit of a hold from PawnStars towards the end there, but I mean, say it 3 times in a row. Good Lord, E-Crush just E-crushed it there for that last push. And Viper on this Moon Knight, now we know why it was banned away last game. Oh, we probably should have banned it this game too. That was the Winter Soldier for Chalk It. That is a character that you cannot let them have because it was just decimation. Viper was going crazy out there.
True. And what it comes down to as well, in fairness, is that it's consistent characters that are strong for Chalk It. They have so many options that they're able to look impactful on, and so many ways to be able to punish out a ban. If you're going to ban this, I'll pick something else and still look fantastic on it. Whereas PawnStars, yes, they still looked really good on the characters that they had left, but you could feel the void that was created by not having that Winter Soldier as an option.
Yeah, it definitely did feel like PawnStars' kill potential was a little bit deadened, staggered. Like they definitely still had the ability to put people down, and they did. They had great team fights, they had great holds, but it just wasn't